Alright, I'm going to be not taking the piss out of the Verge PC build as that was 3 years ago now. Instead, what I'm going to be doing is comparing mistakes that I think it's Stefan made when he was building the PC and compare it to whatever mistakes or building methods or techniques I done when I was building my PC. This should be 5 minutes. It really should be. I'm just going to cut through it and add whatever. I also want to give credit to Landstrifer on YouTube because this is the video that I'm watching. So, yeah. Thanks, Landstrifer. I'm robbing your video.
We have a lot of boxes and a lot of PC parts, so it's best if you unbox them, isolate the parts that you really need.
Yeah, as he's saying that there, I didn't box out. This is the first point, by the way. I didn't take shit out of the box if I wasn't using it. I only took it out of the box if I was actually going to use it there and then. And I still think that that's the better way to do it. But yeah, I'm not really sure if that's a problem or not. It's just more or less for the screws. That would be my only concern. Would be losing the screws from opening so many different boxes.
SSDs that are really
Oh,
easy
he's
to
putting
install.
the. Yeah, I obviously for my motherboard, mine already had the IO shield on it, so I didn't need to do that. So that's not really a point. But he's putting the motherboard in the case before actually doing anything with it. I didn't do that. I put the RAM and I put the CPU on there before I put it in because I would have put the CPU cooler on as well, but I have an AIO. That was a mistake. But yeah, so that's another thing that I haven't done.
So next we're going to install the RAM on the motherboard. I chose Corsair's 16GB Vengeance.
Yeah, again, as he's adding this RAM, I done that beforehand. So when he's installing the CPU and the RAM, I'm just gonna say I've already installed it. So
LED RAM for two main reasons. We're going to install the hard drive, or in this case, the NVMe S.
Yeah, actually, that's another point. Where did I didn't have my NVMe SSD at the time. I completely forgot about this. I didn't have it at the time when I was building it because I was just going to use my SATA one from this Alienware that I have. Yeah, no. If I had it, I would have put it in, but I'd put that in after. So that I could say, yeah, that's one point that I should have done, but I didn't have it, so I wasn't expecting to have to buy an NVMe SSD anyway. I had to reuse the one I had, but yeah, no, I had problems with the PC, so that's great.
Wise GTX 1080, which is
what did I do last? I think the graphics card was what I put in last when I was building mine, since I would just want everything out of the way. I'd put the graphics card in last if I was building mine again. I think every time I'm building the PC, I'd always put graphics card in last. It's just big and gets in the way.
I'm just gonna pick the top one because the SSD.
No, you always pick the top one. It's the fastest, and also on my motherboard, it was Gen 4 PCIe. So I think the other two slots on my motherboard were Gen 3. So the top one is usually the fastest one.
Pads, so the power supply doesn't short circuit and come into contact with the rest of the system. So just take it in, slide it in.
Nice. Yeah, no, I had mine flipped out the other way so the fan could actually breathe. That power supply will just overheat and die. I'm reusing points that people have already said because it's true. So I'm trying not to take the piss out of them. I don't think it's fair to do it. It's been 3 years. But yeah, no, I flipped mine out so that the actual fan could breathe.
And we're just gonna have.
Alright, he's using AIO as well, and I'd argue putting if you are using an AIO, put the AIO in directly after you have the motherboard in the case. I think it's easier to work with. Well, I suppose. See, mine already had the case fans installed at the front and the back, so like mine wasn't really that much of an issue. But if you don't have your fans installed, then install the fans into the case and then put the AIO in. That's what I do, but I'm not sure. Maybe like one of the other bigger channels said something different. I'm not sure.
CPU cooler, anything else really. We're installing the CPU.
Wait, he's only installed the CPU now. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was what the first or second thing I done. I think it was the first thing I done after I took the motherboard out. And also with the wiring, that's not really too much of a big deal. You can put the wiring in whatever way. I think I started off with the 24 pin and then the CPU one, and then just worked my way down and then through the different power supply ones, and then went for the case, all the case wires
to the top end of the processor. So you're gonna see that there are 4 brackets.
Oh, what is that? Terminal application. Sorry, can you move your finger? Yeah, you can kind of see it. Fuck it. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, mine didn't look like that. Although I had to reapply it because whatever company I sent it to just completely fucked it up. So I had to reapply it. And yeah, so I'd do terminal application a bit better.
So now that our internals are done, we're gonna put all.
Sorry to pause again. I just want to highlight I did install my AIO a lot sooner than he did. That's just another thing I do. I install it directly after you have the case fans and motherboard in.
Panels back on, which is the top glass, side glass, front glass, and of course the back panel where all this fun stuff is happening.
No issues with putting the panels on.
So we fully built the PC, everything's put together, and we got to the post screen. So what's next? Well, you need a USB flash drive with your Windows installation media on it.
Yeah, that's fun. I'd also argue, and I probably should have said this at the start, to test your parts first, like all your components. This is something that I don't do, but in future I probably will end up testing the parts just to make sure that the thing does work before I actually start messing around with it.
And of course, a license key. So I plugged that up, installed Windows in a couple of minutes, installed...
Yeah, it is that fast. You just plug it in the back and just fill in whatever information it asks you to do, and then it goes and installed. It took about 7 minutes, I think, for me.
A bunch of drivers, and now we have a fully functioning gaming PC ready to run some games. Right now...
Yeah, you gotta install drivers and shit like that, and then your games, and then you're done. Alright, that's it. This video has been absolutely shit, pointless, but I need a video just to break up all the FIFA videos that I have. So this is the whole point of this video. Not to take the piss out of Stefan. Yeah, so I might link, what's the guy's name? Lance Strifer's channel below, because this is where I got the video from. If I remember, please remember. Other than that, this video has just been a waste. I'm done.